May I know og asa na mo dapit sa inyuhang micro karon, like naabot na ba mo sa mga asa na mo nga mga organisms nag-discuss karon sa micro? Anyone can answer. Asa na mo dapit sa inyong micro? Wa mo naminaw sa inyong micro. Asa na mo dapit sa inyong micro? Kay para makabalo tag asa dapita ang ato ang kanang dili kayo i-focus nga part ba. Uy, asa na mo dapit? Uy, unsa man ni sila pangutan-on? Na nangukay pag notes ay.
Microbiota.
Panan ako, Dok.
Oh, micro. Asa na mo dapit? Unsa na topic? Tomorrow sa related. Okay. Sige. Oh, so somewhat related ra gihapon ang inyong kuan. Ay, man na. Sana all. So dili day kamo tanan nag-take up og micro. Or majority ninyo nag-micro. But anyway, sige lang, same ra gyud siya. Kani infectious mura ni siya microbiology in one session. Walang taas kaayo siya. Pero again, ako lang i-provide ang notes. Dito lang ta magkuha for the exam. Okay. So, naanata sa infections in people with immunodeficiency. So, for acquired immunodeficiency, so of course, your HIV, so there is annihilation of your T helper cells. So, of course, it will be associated with a variety of infections. So, most organisms that infect people with AIDS um, were common pathogens before the era of your HIV. So, before pa si HIV, naa na tong iyahang mga opportunistic infection. So, of course, your pneumonia, pwede man kang pneumonia even if you don't have HIV. So, si pneumonia, mas nauna pa na siya ka-discover kaysa sa HIV itself. So, mo na giingon nila nga, before sa era of HIV, naa na tong mga infections. So, the uncommon organisms that were commonly affecting the HIV people is your Kaposi sarcoma, herpes virus, your Cryptococcus neoformans, which is a fungal infection, and then your pneumocystis jirovecii, that is the pneumonia. Yeah. Malnutrition also will broadly impair immune defenses. Of course, generally, if you're malnourished, kulang gid ka og sustansya. Bisaya literally is the definition why you have immunodeficiency in malnutrition. Kulang ka og sustansya. And then, if you are into using immunosuppressive drugs, like in your organ transplantation or your bone marrow engraftment. So, napoy uban, actually, nakoy patient isa nga, magpa-prescribe gid siya og immunosuppressive drug as maintenance kay na studies nga makapugong siya og aging para dili siya matiguang. Gusto niya ma-immortal, no? Wala ko kasabot jud ato na kanang kuan niya, kanang concept niya na I've been telling that person nga if you are immunosuppressed, dili man na siya maayo kay dali ra ka maubo, dali ra ka masipon. Iyahan man jud ang anti-aging gyud nga hala. Okay, ako gid kay dili man gud ko the type of person nga mapugos ko nimo og prescribe if dili gid ko ganahan. So I respectfully declined that patient, no nga dili man indicated because you did not undergo any major organ transplant or unsa dira to require an immunosuppressive drug. So dili man siya for pagwapa ra man ang iyang reason nga magpareseta siya. Oh, vampire gyud ingon ana. Na may lain, di ba na may vampire shot ka ng pagwapa? Sama na isulod anang vampire shot kaha. Kasod ko kabalo. Okay, so for hematopoietic stem cell transplant recipients, so there is a decline in immune responses, which can result in reactivation of your latent infections, such as your herpes or your TB infections, and it can also cause severe pathologic manifestations. Diseases of your organs other than the immune system also renders patients susceptible to specific organisms. So, like the ones with sickle cell anemia, so there is lack of splenic function. There is a risk of infection for sickle cell anemia. For ano siya, more on mga encapsulated bacteria siya. Kaya dili na ma-sequester sa spleen ang infection kay of course mo may defect nimo ang imong mang spleen. Sa sickle cell anemia, di ba ay mo red blood cell is sickle shape siya, dili siya disc shape. So mas daghan og mamatay na red blood cells compare sa kanang normal na walay kuan. So ang ending ana mahitabo na is that particular person will have a bigger spleen. So mag-splenomegaly na sila. Dili na sila ka-fight off sa uban infections na mosulod sa body because na busy na sila og sequester sa katong mga irregular shape nga red blood cells. So particularly nakita nila sa study is katong mga encapsulated bacteria, they can cause infections for those with sickle cell anemia. Patient with cystic fibrosis commonly get respiratory infections with your Pseudomonas. So, kita nung siguro man ng salida no nga, sige na title, anak ka nang sila duha na cystic fibrosis, gusto sila mag-uyab.
Oh my gosh, 4 meters apart. I'm sorry.
O, tanawa, abti kayo. See? So, muna siya nga salida. So, tinuod din na siya, you're not allowed to be in a relationship with someone na cystic fibrosis kay CF to CF, patay dyan mong duha kay wala man mo'y defense sa respiratory infections. Nya. Number 3 is kanang mga burns. It will destroy your skin, your epidermal barrier. Of course, you will be prone to exposure of microbes and then infections with katong mga dili unta maka-cause og infection mo cause ang infection nimo because na-expose man ang imong skin, nag-uba man ang imong epidermal barrier sa burns. So pinaka-common nga infection sa burn is your P. aeruginosa or your Pseudomonas aeruginosa. So host damage, infectious disease results from the interaction of your microbial virulence characteristics and host immune response. So the infectious agents will cause damage by the following: entering cells and directly causing cell death, releasing toxins that kill cells at a distance, releasing enzymes that degrade tissue components, damage blood vessels causing ischemic necrosis, and inducing host inflammatory cell responses that directly or indirectly injure the tissues. So mechanisms of your viral injury. So viruses have tissue tropism that will dictate which tissue will be injured. So muna siya si tropism, o dictate siya asa dapita ang ilahang i-target for injury. So there are several determinants for viral tropism. So number 1 is binding to specific cell surface proteins. Your HIV binds to CD4 and the CXCR4 chemokine receptor on T cells. For cell type specific proteases may be necessary to enable your binding, so your host protease activation of influenza virus. Hemagglutinins can also be a factor for tropism. Cell type specific transcription factors, so your JC virus can proliferate only in your oligodendroglobule dendroglia. And then physical barriers, local temperature and pH, like your enteroviruses will resist gut acid and enzymes. So once inside your cells, viruses can cause injury by direct cytopathic effects, so inhibiting host DNA, RNA, or protein synthesis, producing degraded enzymes or toxic proteins, inducing apoptosis, damaging the plasma membrane, lysing cells, and then inducing an antiviral host immune response, and then your cytotoxic T cells and natural killer cells, so the transformation of your infected cells. So the mechanisms of bacterial injury, Monisha. So the virulence genes are frequently clustered together in the microbe genome as your pathogenicity islands. The plasmids and your bacteriophages, they are mobile genetic elements that can encode and transfer virulence factors between different bacteria, like your toxins, and will also cause antibiotic resistance. And then the virulence factors expression may be coordinated by the secretion of peptides that turn on specific genes in the population, which is a process called your quorum sensing. And then the communities of bacteria, particularly in association with artificial surfaces, um, can also form your biofilms, such as your catheters or your artificial joints, mo na siya. And then the the organisms live within a viscous polysaccharide, which is called your slime layer. They are the ones that will facilitate the adhesion and frustrates attempts at immune cell clearance or antibiotic permeation. So bacterial adhesins are surface molecules that bind to specific host cells or matrix. They influence also tissue tropism. Then your pili are your filamentous bacterial surface proteins that can also mediate your adhesion and can be targeted by immune responses. So the pilus variation is a mechanism used by your Neisseria gonorrhoeae to escape immune clearance. So the virulence of intracellular bacteria. So intracellular bacteria can kill your host cells by rapid replication and lysis. So iyahang bungkagon ang cells. It's an intracellular bacteria. Once it gets inside the cell, mudaghan siya and then iyahang ilys. Bungkagon niya ang kanang cell. So like your Shigella and your E. coli. Intracellular bacteria may also permit continued host cell viability while evading intracellular defenses and proliferating within the endosomes, just like your tuberculosis or your cytoplasm, just like your Listeria monocytogenes. Yeah, the endotoxins, these are your LPS or your lipopolysaccharides. It is a cell wall component of your gram-negative bacteria. They are composed of a common long-chain fatty acid and a variable carbohydrate chain, which is long-chain fatty acid is your lipid A, and your carbohydrate is your O antigen. So, low doses of the lipid A component elicit protective inflammatory cell recruitment. Higher doses of the lipid A contribute to septic shock, DIC, and your adult respiratory distress syndrome. For exotoxins, they damage the tissue host cells by enzymes that destroy tissue integrity by digesting your structural proteins. They also alters intercellular signaling, and then they have a binding subunit that delivers a toxic active component into the cell cytoplasm, where it modifies your signaling pathways to cause cell dysfunction or your death. So these exotoxins are seen in your diphtheria, your anthrax, and your cholera, and many more common examples. As for neurotoxins, they are the ones that block your neurotransmitter release, causing paralysis. So, like in your botulism and your tetanus. So, asa man naman ko si botulism? Usually sa mga canned goods na siya nga kanang dugay na ba. Ni mga blihan yan, iburot na ang can niya. Igasto man imong date ang balo ni mama. Kung ikaw lang gihapon ka sa sardinas, bisag niburot na ang can. Ano, mag-botulism ka. So, what will happen? Neurotoxin ka, ning tikig na noon ka, na paralyze ka, no? So, dili magdaginot ana kay it will cause really serious effects. Tetanus, of course, for example, atubang mo patient niya, na needle prick mo niya, wala mo nagsaba nga na needle prick mo kay masakpan mo ni doktor nga na needle prick mo, so inyo na lang gitago nga na needle prick mo. So pila ka weeks nila bay kataw ka ning kalit lang kag lockjaw o ni uwat na imong jaw na tetanus na daay ka, wala ka nagsaba atong time na nag-needle prick ka. So it's again a neurotoxin, it can cause paralysis. So in cases of that, no, if you are not so sure na na expose mo ingon na seek a doctor para mag-anti-tetanus mo, mag-immunoglobulins mo para ma-counteract ang katong effect sa neurotoxin. Okay? And the next one is your super antigens. They stimulate a large number of your T cells by linking your T cell receptors with class 2 MHC molecules on antigen presenting cells. So there is massive T cell proliferation and cytokine release, such as your toxic shock syndrome due to your Staphylococcus aureus. So I think na overuse na ni si Staph aureus sa micro. So siguro familiar na mo sa toxic shock, no? Asa man na ninyo usually makuan na example kanang mga tampons sa mga inmates, sa mga napreso na babayi na di man na sila mag-ilis og tampons, of course because of short supply or hugawan lang gyud, dili gyud mag-change, nara na ang tampon diha magstay pila na ka semana bisag wala na gidugo nagapoy tampon. So eventually ana ang super antigens mo stimulate na siya because there is a foreign body that's been there niya gi-attack na ang kanang inyuhang tampons dira nga named Staph aureus kay dugay na siya inside. So mo na siya mag-toxic shock syndrome na sila. Okay? Okay. For sexually transmitted infections, these are the ones that have a greater risk for this includes your adolescents, your homosexuals, and your IV drug users. So the STIs in children, unless acquired during birth, suggest sexual abuse. Wow, judgmental. But anyway, tinood na siya, no, dili kay na siya common ang STI, of course, sa children unless they are abused. Kay, ano, bata ba yan na sila? So, dili kid kay na nimo makitaan sa bata unless nakuha na nila at birth. Patong ingon, niagi sila sa birth canal, ang ilahang mother na gonorrhea or chlamydia at the time, so kana siya. So, always be suspicious if na STI in children. You have to get the proper history of that. Kay basig abuse na din na. So the transmission will require direct person-to-person contact because the pathogens do not survive in the environment. So often occurs from asymptomatic persons. And then the infection with one STI-associated organism increases the risk for additional STI. Yeah, the STI in pregnancy can be spread to the fetus either in utero or at delivery, resulting in severe damage. Wait, sorry. Naling ako. Yung sa kape. So, muna siya. These are your classifications of your important sexually transmitted infection. So, basahan lang na siya. So, there is a male counterpart, there is a female counterpart of that. So, sa HPV, did you know that both men and women can get an HPV vaccine? No, na ko'y daghan nga male patients na nagpa-HPV vaccine to prevent mo na siya, penile cancer. Kay dili lang ang women ang magka-HPV, also men in the form of penile cancer. So, I think naay libre sa City Health nga HPV vaccine katulang four variants man siguro to. Ang naa karon known nga HPV nga maka-cause og cancer pila naman ka variants. I think 5 na from 2. So naay vaccine karon nga katong HPV 9 na ka variant sa HPV ang ma-protect ka. Mo na siya katong tag 9K sa high precision. That is 3 doses. One, I think 1, 3, and 6 months man siguro. Yes, tag 9K na siya. Mahal kaayo kay mahal gid kay na siya. Honestly, ako wa jud ko nagpa-inject kay mahal kaayo. Day 0, month 2, and month 6. And then for 9 to 14 years old is at 0, day 0, month 5, and month 13. So, mo na siya sa 9 to 14. For dagko na, day 0, month 2, and month 6. Mo na siya. So, pwede good men and women sa HPV vaccine. Mo, lagi mahal lang jud kaayo. So, pila man ang tulo ka doses, 27,000. Mahal kaayo jud. Bisag ako, nahunan ako, sa may mas mahal, ang chemo or ang vaccine? Chemo na lang guro ko. Pulan kaayo. Pulan kasi doc. Muna siya. I-read na lang ni ang table. And then, see spectrum of inflammatory responses to infection. So, a type of response, your suppurative infection, your mononuclear granulomatous infection, your cytopathic, cytoproliferative reactions, your tissue necrosis, chronic inflammation or scarring, and there is no reaction. So, tabulated as well. Okay. So, long weekend na ugma, no? Kapoy na dyan magminaw lecture kay wala na klase ugma. Anyway, sa C4, if di ko mahuman jud o dili tanan siya sa HPV makakause of cancer. Basta dili. Yes. Dili tanan. Daghan jud kay HPV. Marag, ako na ba, 20 siguro na ka-serotype. Yan, marag, there are about 5 raman siguro ang makakause og cancer. Ang katong mga low risk lang, kato mga genital warts, mga skin warts sa baba, sa kamot, ang uban nga dili high risk. I think i-discuss po na siya sa micro, hopefully, na if ako ang inyong micro, which is last year, ako yung nag-micro man, ako na siyang gi-spread out na topic ang kanang HPV. Naay mga low risk type, naay mga high risk type, ana. Which is, ang katong high risk type, strains, dili tanan maka-cancer. Gamay lang ang kuan. Oh yeah, naiuban nga mawala ra on their own, naiuban nga mag-treatment jud, mag-antiviral sila, pero again mahal kay na ang antiviral nga treatment. Murag ang isa ka tablet siguro na kay murag 150 pesos nya 4 times a day. So mahal kay na siya. Pero it's better na i-treat ninyo kaysa magsalig mo sa inyong immune system. What if duron mo sa inyong immune system, dili niya i-clear off ang imong HPV, di ba? Mahimo na lang siyang chronic. So, ana. Anyway, so kani, curative inflammation is usually caused by your pyogenic bacteria. So they are mostly extracellular gram-positive, cocci, and gram-negative rods. So they increase vascular permeability, and neutrophil recruitment by bacterial chemoattractants. The lesions may vary from tiny microabscesses to entire lung lobes, so may resolve without sequela or may scar. So for mononuclear and granulomatous inflammation, these are patterns typical of viruses, intracellular bacteria, spirochetes, intracellular parasites, and helminths. So the granulomatous inflammation is characterized by accumulation of activated macrophage that occurs with resistant organisms that evoke a strong T-cell response, like your mycobacterial tuberculosis. So this one here, an example is from the secondary syphilis in the dermis with perivascular lymphoplasmacytic infiltrate and endothelial proliferation. So um, secondary syphilis is kuan. I-discuss po later, pero mo manifest na siya sa inyuhang kamot as o sa ganina tawag ana nga lesion oy what is the rash? I forgot. I forgot. Anyway, murag nara na later on ang pakainom man niya ako. So the secondary syphilis, usually it will manifest sa inyuhang kamot tiil. So ang primary, di ba, is your chancre. The late is guma. Saan din lang nasa secondary boy? Condyloma plata? Something like that. Anyway, sige lang, magkitaan na nato sa itong notes later. So the cell type that predominates in that infection will depend on the host response to a particular pathogen. So plasma cells in chancres in primary syphilis, lymphocytes in viral infections of the brain, and then macrophage in mycobacterium intracellular in HIV patients. So your cytopathic cytoproliferative reaction usually occurs in viral infections. There is cell proliferation and necrosis with sparse inflammation. So other features include your inclusion bodies in your herpes, your fused cells in the measles, your blisters in herpes, and warty excrescence in the HPV or papilloma viruses. So tissue necrosis, they are caused by rampant viral infections like your fulminant Hep B or from your secreted bacterial toxins or your Clostridium perfringens or by direct protozoan cytolysis of host cells like your Entamoeba histolytica or your amoebiasis. So there will be severe tissue necrosis in the absence of inflammation. So this is a C. Clostridium perfringens induced necrosis. So kabalo mo unsa na si Kwan, C. perfringens. So they are the ones that will cause pseudomembranous colitis. Kanang bitaw mo take og clindamycin na ay uban ana na they will cause an infection in the intestines because na ay Clostridium perfringens na ni-develop. Anyway, chronic inflammation and scarring. So outcomes range from complete healing to scarring. The excessive scarring can cause dysfunction. So like the pipe stem fibrosis of the liver or the fibrosis of the bladder wall caused by your Schistosoma hematobium X. If makita ninyo sa picture, na ay mga eggs no na calcify na. Klaro man ang eggs, nilingin man siya. They cause pipe stem fibrosis. And then inflammation can be severe despite a paucity of organisms, just like your tuberculosis. So special techniques for diagnosing infectious agents, routine H&E, so routine hematoxylin eosin stain sections. So makita si CMV, inclusion bodies, your candida and your mucor, that is your fungal infections, and mostly your protozoans and all helminths. And then special stains may take advantage of particular cell wall characteristics or codes. So your gram staining, acid fast staining, silver stain, mesocarmine, and Giemsa stains. And then culture of fluids or lesion of tissues may be performed to speciate organisms and determine drug sensitivity. You can also use antibody titers to specific pathogens. So IgM antibodies suggest an acute infection, whereas IgG antibodies suggest something that is more remote or more chronic. And then nucleic acid amplification tests like your PCR, your transcription mediated amplification, diagnosing your tuberculosis, your Neisseria gonorrhea, chlamydia trachomatis, and then quantification of your HIV, your Hep B, Hep C, to monitor responses to treatment. Okay. So, kaning sa antibody titers, kanang sa dengue test karon no. So, there is a dengue NS1, dayon dengue IgM, and dengue IgG. So, dengue NS1 will be positive for the first 24 hours. And yeah, si IgM and si IgG, usahay mo positive, usahay dili. So, if naana kay previous dengue infection, o positive din na si IgG always. Yeah, si IgM, mo positive na siya if currently naa kay acute infection of your dengue. So, if ever positive si NS1 o si IgM, meaning naagid kay dengue. Kung positive ang tulo, samot naagid kay dengue. Na kay dengue sa una, na dengue na pagkakbalik karon, which is another kind of dengue. So, naman ay 4 serotypes also of dengue. So, wala siya example, you can use that antibody titers to detect. Sa nucleic acid, so your RT-PCR, parang sa COVID test ninyo, so, mo na siya, if nakasuway na mo og RT-PCR, ang ma-receive ninyo ana is less than 0 or more than 1 man na ang muhang makita. So if you are more than 1, meaning naa jud kay COVID virus imong system. So mo na siya, please read this table. So nanata ni measles. Again, unsa gani si measles? Si rubiola. So they are RNA paramyxovirus transmitted by your respiratory droplets. So the initial replication is within your upper respiratory epithelial cells and then to your local lymphoid tissues and then systemic to diet. So Koplik spots, they are seen as ulcerated mucosal lesions near your Stensen ducts in the mouth. Your Warthin-Finkel cells, they are multinucleated giant cells with eosinophilic inclusion bodies. So mo nang nasa picture. Pero sure jud ka mo ni makita. No? So if you are not in the field practicing the detection, no, lisod gid ka makailana. Kaya it actually looks the same for other types of cells. So again, dili man na nimo makit-an right away unless imo i-trace back what is happening to that patient. Yeah. Marked lymphoid, follicular, and germinal center hyperplasia, and then infections like croup, pneumonia, diarrhea, keratitis, and encephalitis. The late complication for measles include subacute sclerosing panencephalitis and inclusion body encephalitis. For mumps, they are paramyxovirus spread by respiratory droplets. The initial replication is in the lymph nodes, draining the upper respiratory tract, which will then go to the blood hematogenous spread to your salivary glands and other sites. So like your testes, your ovary, pancreas, and your CNS. So parotitis, there is desquamation, edema, and inflammation of your salivary glands, ductal epithelium, which will cause swelling and pain. So bayuok mumps. Kinsa na yung naka-mumps diri? The aseptic meningitis is the most common extra salivary gland complication. As for orchitis, there is swelling contained in the tunica albuginea of your testes. No, nihubag ang itlog because ibayuok. So it can happen. I've seen that there is a compromised vascular supply and may infarct your nerve supply.
Excuse me, Doc.
Yeah.
Lahi na pa rin ang swelling sa lymph node ato? Or isa to siya sa step nga mo nga may burot siya?
Yeah. That's
Ah,
part of the burot, the lymph node swelling.
okay.
Pero more on, abto dyan na siya sa salivary gland mo, lodge, ang inyong virus. Pero there is lymph adenopathy. Kaya niagi man siya through your hematogenous spread.
Pero lahi na po ng edema, right, Doc? Lahi na po ng edema.
Lahi po na ito. Lahi na po.
Thank you.
Okay. Poliovirus infection, they are spherical and encapsulated RNA enterovirus transmitted by the fecal-oral route. So the virus infects via your CD155, a surface molecule not present in other species. So the multiplication is in your intestinal mucosa and your lymph nodes. There will be transient viremia and fever. And then, mag-systemic viremia, retrograde transport via your motor neurons. It will then replicate and will involve your CNS, thus your muscular paralysis or your bulbar poliomyelitis. So your antiviral antibodies control the disease, which is in the form of your vaccine. West Nile virus, they are arthropod-borne flavivirus or your arbovirus, like your dengue and yellow fever. They are transmitted via mosquitoes, birds, blood transfusion, organ transplant, and breast milk and transplant cell. The initial replication will occur in the skin dendritic cells and then to the lymph nodes for further expansion, and then subsequent hematogenous spread which can lead to CNS neuronal infection. For CNS complications, it includes your meningitis, encephalitis, meningoencephalitis, and then for immunosuppressed and elderly individuals, they are of greater risk. And then rare complications of this is your hepatitis, myocarditis, and pancreatitis. For viral hemorrhagic fever, so your Ebola, your Marburg, and Lassa. Systemic infection caused by enveloped RNA viruses from 4 different families: your arena, philo, bunia, and flavivirus. So manifestations will range from mild acute to severe life-threatening, even hemodynamic deterioration and shock. They infect endothelial cells, which is a secondary hemorrhagic manifestation to endothelial or platelet dysfunction, and then the macrophage and dendritic cell will release cytokines. The latent infections, so HHV, this is your human herpes virus. The latency is defined as the persistence of your viral genomes in the cells that do not produce infectious virus. So the reactivation of your latent virus will cause dissemination and can cause or may not cause tissue injury. Human herpes virus are large, encapsulated double-stranded DNA viruses. So 3 subgroups, most common um, that will cause latency. So the alpha group, which infects your epithelium and produces latent infections of neurons, so HSV1, HSV2, and varicella zoster virus or your chickenpox. The beta groups, they infect the lymphocytes and can be latent in variety of cell types like your cytomegalovirus, your human herpes virus 6, and human herpes virus 7. And then the gamma group causes latency in your lymphoid cells like your Epstein-Barr virus and your Kaposi sarcoma herpes virus or your HHV8. For herpes simplex virus, they replicate in skin and mucous membranes at the site of initial inoculation, usually the oropharynx or the genitals, causing vesicular lesions. So, epithelial infection will go to your sensory neurons, and then there is retrograde axonal transport to the sensory neuron ganglia. This is for latent infection. And then during reactivation, the virus will spread from regional ganglia back to the skin or your mucous membranes. So they are self-limiting, cold sores, and gingivostomatitis, which is the HSV1, or to genital sores, which is your HSV2, to life-threatening disseminated visceral infections and encephalitis. So it can be very simple to life-threatening so wide range, that's the HSV. The classic lesions include large pink purple virion containing intranuclear inclusions, which is your cow-dry type A inclusions, and inclusion-bearing multinucleated syncytia. So HSV1 is a major infectious agent causing corneal blindness in the US. The herpes epithelial keratitis, it reflects a virus-induced cytolysis of the superficial corneal epithelium, as seen in the picture. So they will result in mononuclear cell infiltrate around your keratinocytes and endothelial cells. There is subsequent neovascularization, scarring, and corneal opacification leading to blindness. Okay, varicella zoster, this is um, your chicken pox. Unsa naman po ning saba, guys? Sa yung onog mic. Kathleen, oy Kathleen, i-off sa na imong mic dara. Okay, thank you. So your varicella zoster virus, this is your chicken pox, no, nga latent infection transmitted by your aerosols, disseminates hematogenously and causes widespread vesicular skin lesions. So the acute VZV infection causes chickenpox, and the reactivation VCV causes shingles, or what you call herpes zoster. VCV infects your mucous membranes, your skin, and neurons, establishing a latent infection in the sensory ganglia. So it will cause interstitial pneumonia, encephalitis, transverse myelitis, necrotizing visceral lesions, and immunocompromised host. Okay. So read na lang ni, naunsa ni si shingles. So in short, ni-reactivate siya sa inyong dorsal root ganglia niya. The vesicular lesions will distribute dermatomal distribution. So, kung ang lesion gani nimo sa imong pasyente murag galinya ba, murag nasubay sa imong dermatome, consider na lang jud na siya na shingles na siya. So, usually na one-sided na mag-line, na siya line, murag nerve line niya ang iyang gisubay sa kung asa nito bang rash, that is a high suspicion of shingles. So, the varicella zoster, they evolve from macule to vesicle, resembling a dewdrop on a rose petal appearance, and histologically, they contain epithelial cell, blister, and intranuclear inclusions, as seen in the image on the right side. For CMVs, these are cytomegalovirus transmitted by your breast milk, respiratory droplets, blood, and saliva, and can have transplacental, venereal, fecal-oral. Okay, pwede siya matransmit bisan asa. They are mononucleosis-like syndrome, like fever, atypical lymphocytosis, lymphadenopathy, and hepatosplenomegaly. They can cause life-threatening colitis, pneumonia, pneumonitis, hepatitis, chorioretinitis, meningoencephalitis in AIDS, or immunocompromised patients. So they cause your cytomegalic inclusion disease, which is an intrauterine growth restriction, a retardation, hemolytic anemia, jaundice, encephalitis, deafness, and mental retardation. So they will cause marked cellular enlargement with characteristic large intranuclear inclusion surrounded by a clear halo and a smaller basophilic cytoplasmic inclusion. So, muna siya. Very pretty. Owl's eye. A large cell containing a large basophilic intranuclear and intracytoplasmic inclusion body. Very pretty. In some infections, the immune system cannot eliminate the virus, thus resulting in persistent viremia. So the high mutation rates may be a mechanism to evade the immune system, such as your Hep B and HIV. For Epstein-Barr virus, they occur through close contact, including saliva, blood, or venereal transmission. So it begins in the nasopharyngeal or oropharyngeal epithelial cells, then infects the B cells and underlying lymphoid tissues, and then kanang question mark ay arrow na siya, and then the virus binds to your CD21. So they have a productive lytic infection releasing more virions, and then they establish latent infection via genes that can induce B cell proliferation as well as production of heterophile antibodies which can agglutinate sheep or horse red blood cells. They can also cause infectious mononucleosis characterized by fever, sore throat, lymphocytosis, generalized lymphadenopathy, splenomegaly, with hepatitis and rash. Ha?
Rashes.
Na siya fever? Wala ra. Sige, ako ulit tawag. Okay. The symptoms are secondary to the host immune response. So your CD8 cytotoxic T cells, which is the atypical lymphocyte seen in the blood, will recognize and lyse your EBV infected B cells. So the reactive proliferation of these T cells leads to your lymphadenopathy and splenomegaly. The persistence of your EBV in a small population of latently infected cells can result in late reactivation B cell proliferation. And in immunocompromised individuals, EBV is associated with B-cell lymphoma and contributes to some cases of Burkitt's lymphoma. So, mo na siya si atypical lymph in infectious mononucleosis. Okay. So, mo stop ta ka jud sa before we proceed with bacterial infections. Oh my God, layo pa kay ta, guys. Okay, I'll scan through the PowerPoint o unsay atong i-focus the discussion. The rest I'll leave to you as a reading assignment na lang, ha? So let's have a short break, 10-minute break before we proceed.